Florida Supreme Court heard arguments yesterday regarding the definition of intercourse and whether same-sex sex falls within that. The case comes from a law requiring HIV-positive people to announce their status from two potential partners. So the case arose in Key West, where Gary Debaun was charged in 2011 with falsely telling a man he did not have the virus before they engaged in sex acts. Monroe County Circuit Judge Wayne Miller dismissed the case, saying state law defines sexual intercourse as between men and women. The state appealed, arguing that the 1986 law Debaun violated, which requires HIV-infected people to inform their partners, was intended to cover all sex acts, both homosexual and heterosexual, even if it did not precisely define the nature of sexual intercourse. And then, according to Debaun's attorney, the plain meaning of the term is therefore clear and unambiguous and does not refer to homosexual acts of oral sex. This is absurd, it's dumb, it's a public health hazard. I'm not happy about it.
I mean, this is just legal mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether you're having straight sex or gay sex, it's sex.
Yeah.
So this is just what lawyers do and why people argue with judges,
right,
and what the whole legal system is all about.
Yeah.
Sadly, but yeah, it's sex.
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same thing. And also, the law was in 1986. I have to imagine that at that time, when you're talking about HIV, there was some consideration given to the homosexual population. Like the idea that, well, they didn't put it in writing, that's insane. And I think that this sort of case, perhaps because there are still so many bigoted Americans, it won't have this effect, but it's the sort of case that makes people absolutely hate the law and lawyers.
Right.
Because lawyers have to be stupid to earn their gigantic paychecks. They have to say, well, look, plain language, buddy, it's not in there. But the defense attorney who goes up and says that, he knows exactly what it means, and yet he has to go out there with a straight face. Of course, but
it's not being stupid, it's being manipulative. I mean, they're not stupid.
But that has to take a toll on a human to go out there and to so knowingly lie.
Yeah, well, soulless and spiritualist and evil and all that, but it's not stupid, because they're not stupid when they're doing this.
And you're
they know what they're
defending
doing.
someone who gave a disease knowingly to another person, a potentially terminal disease. I mean,
he didn't
much better
only
with the
omit
treatments.
the fact that he had it, he specifically said he didn't have it, which is even worse. It's even worse.
Yeah.
Well, they're also making that argument that somehow sex is only if you can procreate. Like, that's somehow implied in this whole thing.
Yeah.
People always ask me and my boyfriend if we're going to have kids. I say, I don't know, but we're going to keep trying.
And yeah, I don't doubt that there's some of that in
there.
there.
We could have done a bigger laugh there, frankly.
Sorry.
No, I was more shocked, really. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't doubt that there's a lot of that, and you do hear those stupid arguments against gay marriage, for instance, that it doesn't lead to procreation. Although, again, we have to throw it out there that what if you're talking about straight individuals who are infertile and can't have children, or say that they don't want to have children, have no intention to, they're still allowed to do it. Anal sex between a man and a woman, still intercourse. The only person who is perhaps happy at this result is Bill Clinton, who wants the definition of words about sex to be as vague as possible.
Exactly.
Just in case.
And just to give you guys a better idea of how big of an issue this is, Florida is third in the nation for cumulative number of AIDS cases and second in the nation for cumulative number of HIV cases. So the fact that they're not clear on this law is obviously a huge implication for health.
No, this feels like a story you would have read about in 1985.
I know. I read the title for the article and I was surprised. I was like, had to click on it because I was like, hey, there's no way that this is a real thing that's happening in our country.
Yeah. Remember the other day I said that America was like going like this for a long time, and then we could have got over the hump, but now we're slowly going back. Vaccinations, global warming. Like this is another one of these stories. It's like we were on the way, almost there, then now.
Yeah, in this case, it actually looks a lot like the map of the U.S. Once you get to Florida, it just goes, Florida, I love you, but there's too many stories like this.